We all know herbs and spices add lots of flavor to meals without any points plus values. But when you're faced with an endless wall of spices at the store, it's easy to get lost. I'm Melanie Mannarino, Executive Editor at Weight Watchers. Today, I'm at Sullivan Street Tea and Spice Company, where store manager Tara will walk us through some easy spice combinations and other insider tips for shopping for spices. Hey Tara, thanks for having me here today.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Let's start with some combos, some spice combos that you think are really sort of good everyday go-tos.
One of my personal favorites is actually a Mexican spice blend, and they're really easy. You can use oregano, you can use some cumin, some chili flakes for a bit of spice, as well as chili powder.
Okay.
Mediterranean is also another really easy one.
Yeah.
Some paprika with some oregano and rosemary.
That sounds like good grilling
Yeah.
fodder. Okay, what else?
And then this is a blend that's really great for Indian cuisine, something like a curry blend. We have a turmeric, some cinnamon, mustard seeds, cumin, and coriander.
Oh wow, I love Indian food, but when I think of making it at home, it just seems so complicated, but you just broke that down pretty simply.
Yes, I mean, pretty much the most important spice would be the turmeric.
Okay, which makes me ask, if somebody's thinking to themselves, well, I'm not going to go out and, spend hundreds of dollars on spices in one swoop, what are the basic spices that you need in your spice cabinet?
I would definitely start with something like a paprika. There's mild to sweet, there's hot, there's smoked. You can use it in a variety of different meals to add depth of flavor as well as color.
Oh, okay. What do you like best?
I love the smoked paprika.
Yeah, okay, that's good. I like that too. I have that at home.
I would also recommend something like oregano, a nice dried herb. Adds earthiness. It's great in sauces and soups.
Soups and stews, right?
And stews.
All right, so that's multi-purpose, always good, because nobody wants to buy the one spice, use it for one recipe, and then have it sit there collecting dust.
Yes.
What else should we have in the cabinet?
I would also recommend cumin. It adds a nice pungency to a variety of meals.
Okay.
You can use it in Asian cuisine, you can use it in the Mexican, Indian, variety of uses.
So beef, chicken, pork,
yes,
fish.
definitely.
Oh, good. Okay, what else?
One of the more important ones, and I think is a very big one, would be a whole black peppercorn. I would say grind it as you need it. It just can uplift any more mundane meal to something even better, just with a really good quality peppercorn. Grind it over a meal right then and there, you get the best flavor.
The fresher the better. All right.
Cinnamon you can use in a variety of different meals, from sweet to more savory. It adds a nice cinnamony kind of bite to any meal and enhances flavor.
Interesting. And just going beyond the French toast and oatmeal type of thing.
Yes.
All right, cool. So cinnamon's another must-have. So we've got our essential spice list now. That's awesome. What determines the price of a spice? Not to rhyme, but...
A lot of spices, the price is determined by how labor-intensive the cultivation of it is.
Okay.
For something like saffron, this whole jar is actually the work of 150 flowers.
Wow.
For vanilla, only one flower produces one pod. So in that regard, there's a lower yield for a large amount of work.
Those little jars of imitation vanilla, not as good.
Not as good.
Okay.
The real vanilla can add more depth of flavor. It's great for baking as well as maybe with rice.
Okay, so let's say we've purchased our spices, we're all set to go home, take them out of the shopping bag. Where is the best place to store them to keep them fresh the longest?
I would recommend putting them in some type of airtight container, out of humidity, away from the light, just in a cool, dark place.
Oh, so not next to my stove where I usually keep them?
No, I wouldn't recommend that.
Okay, good to know. How can I tell when I open up a jar if it's still good or not?
Best indicators would be the color of the spice. If it's lost its vibrancy, it's probably also lost its potency. You can also grind a little bit of the spice to see what kind of aroma comes out of it. If it's still strong, it's still good.
All right, well, I think that really answered all of my questions here today. Now I think it's just about me taking some spices home. I got to figure out what to get, and I'm definitely going to rely on you for that. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
So now we know how to shop for spices and keep them fresher longer. See you next time on The Curious Foodie.